Welcome to Grand Prairie Update. I'm Don Johnson.
And I'm Terry Briggs. Here's what's happening in your city. DeBisky Career High School was the place for a special delivery on behalf of the city.
There you go.
There you go.
Thank you, sir.
Here are the keys.
Mayor Ron Jensen rode in on and then handed over the keys to a retired Grand Prairie Police Department Harley-Davidson motorcycle to teachers and GPISD officials at the school's automotive shop classroom.
Our goal is to educate these kiddos so they can go to work for him or Harley-Davidson or Hope Cat.
Sure.
The police Harley has been retired after more than 77,000 miles of service to the city. It will now serve as a learning tool for the students in DeBisky's automotive technology and repair program.
The police are not easy on the motorcycles, of course, but they're duty motorcycles. That's what they're made for. And these students will be able to actually go through and see actually what real world situations are like and what they'll see in a dealership. If they get into a dealership or some of our internships programs into dealerships, they'll actually see what they're going to experience in the real world out there.
It's something that they can take apart, that they can work on, that they can continue to rebuild. It's just like having manipulatives in a math class or a lab in a science class.
These kids can rebuild it this year and then have it again next year, and we'll do this in the future. I don't know how often we'll have an old one to donate down, but this is a great partnership and a great learning experience.
Officials say donations like this mean thousands of dollars in savings to the school district.
It's Veterans Day, and America is honoring the men and women of the military who go to war to protect our freedoms.
Heal their wounds, comfort their hearts, and grant them peace.
In Grand Prairie, the ceremony recognizes surviving veterans and the 56 local heroes who have died defending their country.
We can never, ever adequately say thank you enough for the sacrifice and the service that you have given to this country wearing your nation's uniform.
And candidly, sometimes our nation will walk by the veterans without any acknowledgement, without stopping and saying thank you. I'm not just talking about the active duty military right now, I'm talking about all of you. So what I hope we do as a nation is commit to make every day Veterans Day, to acknowledge every day that the freedoms we have today are perishable.
In 1938, Congress established November 11th as the date to remember Armistice Day, the end of World War I. But in 1954, Congress amended the holiday to honor American veterans of all wars.
A truly unique effort took place at one of the most historic sites in the city of Grand Prairie on the weekend before Veterans Day. More than 50 people, including city employees and several other local organizations, came together for a massive cleanup at the American Memorial Cemetery, the city's oldest known burial ground, which dates back into the 1800s, well before Grand Prairie was even incorporated as a city.
If you know the history of Grand Prairie, before Dalworth was even known, the black settlers were out here. This is where the black church was. This is where the education as far as schooling was done before they even start moving to the Dalworth area. So during that particular time of our history, people were dying during that time, so they was buried on that side.
This my mother here. This my sister. This my brother. All of them died at an early age.
Many who came are descendants or relatives of those buried there. Some were veterans, while others simply volunteered to come and do what they could to help, in hopes of restoring some of the cemetery's beauty and dignity.
Since the ground has been covering these tombstones, they're going to be forgotten and nobody's going to recognize them, so this is my kind of showing respect. just so other people can recognize these people.
Every branch of the U.S. military and every American conflict since the Civil War is represented, and the volunteers made sure that every veteran's gravesite was marked with an American flag.
We often get caught up in a reason for doing things. This is a good project. These people have been neglected, and we got to do something to uplift them, get this thing going right, and make it right. Because I would want somebody to do it for me 50, 60 years from now.
I hate to plagiarize what President Kennedy said, but ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And that includes stopping and reflecting on those that have gone before us. And just a lot of deep down feelings. Words can't say enough.
The American Memorial Cemetery cleanup was part of a continuing effort to secure state and federal funding for its restoration and preservation.
Can we get a belay on yellow, please? Belay on yellow.
Just keep walking around down. You're ready to go.
It's not every day you get to raise money by jumping off a 15-story building. But that's the deal at this Dallas high-rise as they go over the edge for Special Olympics Texas.
Okay, go ahead and let go of the rope.
Grand Prairie Fire Chief Robert FITE is one of the 60 or so brave volunteers making the rappel.
Hey Don, we're good.
And like some of the others, it's the first time he's ever done this.
First time I've ever done this. I'll probably do it again next year. It was definitely worth it. Anything for the kids with Special Olympics, anything.
Great job, girls! Weber City conquered!
But there are also plenty of veteran climbers, like these two teenagers from Houston.
What was the scariest part, Ashley?
I'm not scared at all, except the lock up on me a little bit scary.
I started the first building by myself, and then I said, wait, I'm going to wait for my friend Ashley to do it. So now we're the dynamic duos. We're Quad City Rappellers. We love it.
Over the Edge requires climbers collect at least $1,000 in donations to enter the event, making it one of the biggest fundraisers for the organization.
It's one of the biggest. We have 4 Over the Edge events in Texas, in Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, and Austin. We raise around $500,000 with those 4 events.
It's estimated more than 44,000 athletes every year benefit from the programs and services of Special Olympics Texas.
And Julia, if you would just join me on stage, please.
Grand Prairie recognized an award-winning movie director at the Uptown Theater.
Present Julia with this award.
Julia DYER became the second recipient of the Lois Weber Award, which recognizes successful women in the film industry. She shares the award with her late sister Gretchen and accepted it during the 3rd annual Lois Weber Film Festival, sponsored by the Grand Prairie Public Library and the GP Arts Council. Weber was a famous actress and director who paved the way for women in Hollywood in the early 20th century. DYER, who lives in Dallas, directed a film written by her sister called The Playroom, which was one of the featured films at this year's festival.
I'm thrilled to learn about her. I'm thrilled to be honoring her. I'm so impressed that Grand Prairie has taken the initiative to have an event like this and a collection like this. I think it's really exciting, and I'm just really proud to be a part of it. Thanks.
DYER's film and hundreds of others directed by women are part of the Lois Weber collection and are available on DVD at the city's main library. For information, log on to library.gptx.org or contact the information desk at 972-237-5700.
One, hit it!
A ribbon cutting marks the completion of a multi-million-dollar road project located on the city limits of Grand Prairie and Irving. Hunter-Farrell Road is now a modern thoroughfare thanks to a $25 million makeover. Gone is the old winding 2-lane asphalt road with a chronic flooding problem. In its place is a 4-lane divided roadway that includes a new bridge with a hike and bike trail. Officials say the changes will reduce flooding for nearby residents, create development opportunities in South Irving, and make it easier to reach the entertainment district in North Grand Prairie.
We have the Air Hogs, Verizon, Lone Star Park right back there, and when we have all 3 venues full in the evenings, we have to come out the backside. And Hunter-Farrell, we needed it. And now you can come out the backside, go both ways, split lanes, safer, it's beautiful.
So I knew that we have a jewel in the making. You know, we could make a difference with the flood control, which was what the residents were really claiming for. We can make a beautiful trade for a healthy living, increase property values, you know, and that's very important for the county.
So the celebration today, and I mean this honestly, it's not just the beauty and benefit of this project. It is the celebration of the partnership that we have in this particular region.
Local, state, and federal funds were used to pay for the upgrade to Hunter-Farrell Road. That's it for this edition of Grand Prairie Update.
Hope you can join us next time.